Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 24 of What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Taken and Fused with Zetsu over on Anime King 2. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, the hidden stone. People were scared beyond disbelief as they watched a giant monster made its way towards their village. As Naruto was on top of it as he made his way down there. As the thing stood at the edge of the village, Oniki's office was destroyed by Naruto who threw the boulder. Well, he made the monster do it. As he made his way to Oniki and started to talk to him, he told Oniki to apologize for sending his man after him, go down to his knees and beg for his forgiveness. But Oniki was demanding and he didn't believe that this boy had the audacity. Naruto wastes no time as he killed Han and Roshi, not before sealing away the power of their Mage though, as he sealed in a small ball with the power inside of it. As Oniki was shocked when the monster raised his hand, as Berserk brought down his hand and smashed a huge chunk of the village. People started to scream and fly as their bodies were being destroyed by just a force, even if they were distance away. As Naruto was about to kill Kurosaki, Oniki then started to beg. At that moment he started to beg. As Naruto released her and told him that was better, Oniki then made the foolish mistake of attacking Naruto as Naruto let the black vines came up and impaled Oniki all over. As Naruto wasted no time and gave the man a gruesome death. As Kurosaki stood there frozen, as Naruto told her to get stronger, perhaps they can have some fun in the future, and with that he left. As he made his way towards Kumo at Konoha, everyone was worried because the situation was getting rather bleak, as Navi had sent their envoys out. As hours had passed as they found the hidden stone, the regions towards the hidden stone was destroyed, the smaller villages squashed. It looked like something had just descended upon them. As he got the report from Mr. Hawk, Naruto made his way towards Kumo. As he wasted no time, the two-tailed Jinchuriki, the eight-tailed Jinchuriki, Killer Bee and Yuchito, they made their way out there, along with the Raikage, as Naruto had split the village in half with that ability. They came out there to attack him as Naruto put them in their place rather quickly, showing the far advantage of power that he had over them, as he clashed with them, as he ended up murdering the two Jinchurikis and taking the Bijus from within them, as he also killed the Raikage. He was about to leave but a Kumo ninja had to go and speak up. So Naruto went down and he lifted up the entire village, as the entire village was glowing in his power, as he turned the mountain region upside down and brought it down, collapsing it. As he went off, leaving behind the stunned ninjas who couldn't even move out of fear. As Naruto went inside his mindscape, the Kyuubi, she told him to stop this, he was going too far. Being something of hatred and destruction before, even she knew that this was limits and she didn't want it to affect Naruto in this way. But he told her that she needed to change, she and Yamato as well, as he did something to both of them before taking some of her power. He made his way to Konoha as all of them were in there, Kakashi, Uncle, all of them were in the office along with his sister and Hinata. As he told them that he'll be leaving, he told them that this planet is still boring. They didn't understand, as Hinata was begging and pleading for her to stay here. Naruto ended up kissing her as he was surprised, but he told her it would be a waste to stay here, and besides she's too weak. Leaving all of them, surprised and broken. As he left the place, he made his way towards the hidden rain, as Pain tried to attack him, but Naruto stopped that from happening, as he gave over the balls of chakra towards Pain, as he told him what was inside of it. Pain was surprised and confused. Why would this boy help him in his conquest? But Naruto told him to do what he has to do. Perhaps when he come back, you have some fun with him. As Naruto went off towards the Silver Nation, as he gave Dizak all the demonic power, as Dizak was shocked. This boy is really idiotic, he thought to himself, but Naruto placed something on him, a seal right on his forehead, so he would not go to the elemental nations, well, until he returned. And with that, Naruto left. He left the planet completely after returning back to the elemental nation. And with that, Naruto left the entire planet. We then had a time skip as Naruto crash landed on that planet. As he looked around, two people were beside him, but they were being hidden by the shadows. As Naruto looked forward to see all of the Otsutsuki's, as Naruto was happy for the information he got from Zetsu, although it took him a while to get here. So yeah guys, so basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. We begin this new episode in a dark, dim walkway. The passageway was dark to the point where you can see absolutely no light. The only thing could be heard was chains rattling as someone was walking. As a person made its way, moving at a rather slow and calm pace until it turned into the next hallway. Finally, you could see the person's features a bit. Long, white hair came straight down, two horns protruding from its head, and yellow eyes, as the person's skin was a mixture of dull purple between light grey. The person made its way as he just kept on walking, looking forward. As he soon came upon a hall, another hall. As he turned right into it, there was no door. He just passed right through. As he then came to a stop, his body now fully revealed. It was none other than the Shinigami, the god of death. He stood there in all of his might, as he was wearing his white kimono that was draped down to his feet. You couldn't even see his feet. You couldn't even see his hands because the kimono was that large. As he stood, suddenly 3 altars in front of him then came to life. 3 other people were sitting there, but their features were being hidden. The only thing you can hear was their voice. "I found him," said the god of death, as he stood there waiting for a reply. The first one, to the far right, spoke. "It took you long enough," he said. "He was hard to track down. I do not know if he's doing it on purpose, or his body is subconsciously doing it, but he is able to evade my tracking, so it took me a while. But what does time mean to us?" "Well," the one in the center altar said, "when it comes to him, time is very precious to us. If he knew who we are and what we're about to do." The other one to the far left spoke. "That doesn't matter at the moment. We all know that Gabriel was powerful in his own right. We, the other Celestials, are all that left after countless of years of war between other races. We're all that left. To find out that there's another Celestial out there, but would mix with demonic blood, this is absurd." The god of death stood there. 3 were not in the same regions as Gabriel. "No," the middle one said. "We're completely different from him. You should know that. But this boy, he's throwing balance off. He's shaking the very universe and changing it too much. He needs to be dealt with." "Yes, I know," the god of death said. "But despite the not fully unlocked power yet, he is still a foe that we cannot hope to defeat. Our powers may seem godly, because that is what you are. I myself is a god of death. And to normal humans that possess power, we seem to be things out of their imagination. But this boy, he's already breaking through that barrier and treading on the grounds of gods. And at the moment, it doesn't matter how strong you 3 are, you cannot defeat him." The one in the middle grunted a bit to believe that we did not know about this boy. Gabriel hid him well. But still, we need to do something. What is there else that we can do? "Wait," the other one said to the left. "He's strong, I know that. But what makes you truly believe that we cannot beat him?" he asked, looking at Shinigami. "I have seen the depths of his power myself. I have also seen yours. And his, there is no limit. He only grows stronger and stronger by the day. And at the moment, I don't think that he's at his full potential yet. And from the sources from the planets that he has wreaked havoc on already, I have gathered their souls and spoken to them. He seemed to be absorbing all the planets that he come across, with 2 others, making the 3 of them immensely strong. Adding that to his original power, his body is gonna break apart soon for him to ascend to something else. And I still don't believe that he's at his fullest. So we need to do something before he truly ascends to pass the reality of gods. We cannot allow someone like this to break through the fabric of time and space, to break through everything. He is still a mortal, his mind is, however. And that would be a dangerous situation for any of us. And given his current attitude towards other planets, I believe that he will wreak havoc, turn this universe into his image. And that is something that we cannot allow. We can't allow him to break through the time and space between humans and gods. He is still blinking on the edge, but his power has farly exceeded most of the gods already. So we need to hurry and do something, because as the day go by he gets stronger. And at the moment, I don't even know how strong he has become. It's been a while, Shinigami said. I cannot even reach your boundaries to try and take his soul. You said he was once human, his power being sealed away. So can't you just rip his soul away from him? At the moment, I'm afraid that is impossible. As the 2 other gods sigh, this has become really difficult. But still, we have to end this boy tyranny. We cannot allow him to continue to destroy the planets and do as he sees fit. And he will not abide by the rules, am I correct? Yes, the last time we spoke, he told me the next time I show my face, he would kill me. Well, that is something we cannot allow to happen. If you die, the entire system of death is going to be thrown off balance. Alright. We have to plan and find a way to end this world of his terror. And we have to do it quickly. Meanwhile, at the elemental nations, as we skip out of this strange dimension where Shinigami was, as someone was dashing through the bushes as fast as possible, the person was moving at top speed as he dashed from tree branch to tree branch, making his way. As he finally landed, as he looked behind to look if no one was following him, as he spotted no one, he took a breath. He then quickly moved as several kunais embedded where he was. As he jumped back, "I know you're there," he said. "Come out and face me, leaf scum. You think I'll go down that easy? Well, you're wrong. Well, if you won't come out, I'll force you out," as he went through hand sign, earth style. Rock crumble as he smashed his hand on the ground. As the ground around him started to shake violently, the rocks around him started to break apart and shook everything in trees as they started to get split open as he forced more and more chakra into the ground, cracking everything around him. Something flashed out of one of the trees and landed in the clearing. A smile came on his face, so he came to an abrupt stop when he noticed here. As he started to back away, as he saw the mask on her face, he started to back away until he heard something flash behind him. As he spun around, "No, it can't be," he said, as he was surrounded by 2 girls nonetheless. But the thing is, he knew these girls. He heard about their reputation. The girl behind him thrust out her palm as a force of condensed chakra came from it. It literally tore the ground apart with how potent and pinpointed the thing was. As it sailed towards him, the man jumped back only for ice to fill the entire ground below him. The moment he landed, he slipped right on the ice. The ice then turned into a puddle of water as he started to drown inside it. As the girl pressed her hand on the ground once again, as the water turned to ice, as his body was froze midway, as his lower half was in the water with his feet sticking out, his 2 hands were out, and the rest of his stomach and his torso was inside the water, but he could still talk and scream. As the girl made her way over, her blonde hair blowing in the wind, as she touched the ice. The moment she did that, the ice started to turn red, to the point of where it didn't look like ice anymore. The man screamed out in pain and agony as his skin started to burn intensely, as he cried more and more, as the two girls there just watch him, until the one with the blue hair got a bit frustrated as she thrust her palm out. Another focused wave of chakra struck the man right in the chest as he coughed up blood, as the ice returned back to a puddly state as his body floated there, with a huge dent in his chest. "Why did you stop me?" the blonde-haired one said. "You were just wasting time. Scum like him deserve to die." "I know that, but he also deserved to suffer," the blonde-haired one said. "You saw what he did to that nearby town, and those people were nothing but civilians. It is our job to take care of him, and we did. Let's go. There might be more harboring around the border. We cannot be at ease right now." "Yes, I know," the blonde-haired one said, as the blue-haired one jumped off. As she jumped off, the blonde-haired one followed her. It was none other than Rukia. In front of her was Hinata. Things have changed. It has been 3 years since Naruto went away. 3 long years that hurt many people. First thing first, Team 7 was completely disbanded. Sakura was left alone. Even though she and Naruto wasn't good friends, they were teammates. And they also respected one another after that whole incident in the forest with Orochimaru. Him giving his life to save them, telling them to go along while he protected them. And now Sasuke was gone. Sasuke left and joined Orochimaru, never to be seen again. They haven't found any reports or anything on him. Sakura has been training non-stop with Lady Snazzy, trying to become stronger so she could rescue Sasuke. Or even if somehow she could bring Team 7 back completely by somehow bringing back Naruto. But she didn't see any way how she could do that because no one had a single clue where he was. Jiraiya had phone reports about Sasuke with Orochimaru, but nothing solid, but there were reports and sightings. But Naruto, it was like he fell off the face of the earth. And that was what he did. Well, the rumors has been going around that he left the earth, as many people are wondering how he could do that. But after seeing some of the things that he can do, many people are grateful, and many of them are wondering if it was true. The 3 great nations that stood today were Konoha, Kiri that just recovered. They are still in process though, from the Civil War. And there was a Sand as well, who was doing much better since they had went out in a full-scale battle against Konoha when Naruto had stopped them from fighting and told them all to go home. Gaara had become the Kazekage, as he was on high alert after Jiraiya had reported that the Akatsuki might be coming for him. But to their surprise, the Akatsuki hasn't shown their faces. Not at all. There has been talk about them being seen in Kiri though, as people had caught sight of the cloak, but no faces. But Jiraiya was confused, as Naruto had the orbs, with the Kyuubi chakra inside of it and other Bijus. So what happened? What was the Akatsuki doing with them? As Jiraiya was following up on a report to try and find what the Akatsuki was up to. At Konoha, it wasn't much better either. Well, she was trying to keep a strong face, but Snazzy, as Snazzy was having a lot of problems. She had gained hope because of that boy, to have it just all stripped away as he just left. Just like that, like none of them really mattered. Yes, it hurt them a lot, even Anko. Anko has gone silent. She's gone completely silent, as she picked up a role on Anvu. Barely being seen in the morning on missions, only being seen at night when they tried to visit or talk to her. She was always busy, as she never had time. Rukia had been hurt as well, only for knowing her brother for a short period of time. He was gone, and she could not return back to her world no matter what, because she didn't have the power to do so. And as for Hinata, she probably took it the worst more than everyone else. She had changed drastically. She rarely ever smiled these days. She has taken up her duty as the next clan head very seriously, to the point where sometimes her father was worried about her, because sometimes she trained herself to exhaustion, almost dying several times now, even after she got warning from Snazzy to stop pushing herself so hard, pushing herself to the absolute limit, to the point where her chakra was completely drained. If it wasn't for Hanami finding her 2 times, she would be dead right now. But it didn't seem to matter for her, even though she stopped pushing herself that hard in training. She went on missions. She wanted to take the highest missions. Snazzy had tried to debunk her, but her skills had proven and shown immense growth over the past years. She was currently a jonin of the village, as her father was still teaching her, and for the roles of clan head. A part of him was proud that she was taking everything so seriously now, but a part of him was also sad, because he almost lost her. Well, he did lose her, Naruto brought her back, and now she was pushing herself to a point. She didn't even like to take arguments from him anymore. She go on missions, the dangerous ones. She wanted to do the most dangerous. It was like she had a death wish or something. As most time, Rukia had to come with her to make sure that she was okay. That man that they just took care of was a ninja from the stone. The stone had lost many ninjas and many civilians, as the village was completely condemned. The ninjas and shinobis have spread around. Some of them, there were rumors that there was an underground village that they were striving to reform. But at the moment there was no hidden stone, because they couldn't find the outside village. It was completely ruined after Berserk had dropped his hands on the place and completely wiping everything away out of his sight. Rumors has been going around that Kurasuke, the Tsuchikage's granddaughter, is now in charge. As for Kumo, that was completely lost as well. The ninjas were still there. You could see a few of them, and they were still wearing their headband, showing that they were still loyal to Kumo. But the village has been turned into ruins. The entire mountain that it sat on was completely lifted through the ground and crushed. And at the moment, every Kumo and Stone Ninjas hated. They hated Konoha with a passion. They couldn't find the boy that did this to them, that took away so much from them. They thought that Konoha was the one that sent him. And they tried their best to make Konoha suffer. From suicidal bombings, to killing off people at the border, making the Fire Lord ask for more ninjas to protect him. As this one that they just found had ransacked a small village and escaped before anyone could catch him. But he ran into two of the deadly kunoichis from Konoha that were set on patrol duties to watch the border, as many ninja had to be on high alert because ninjas has been going on missions and not returning, as the others has been placing false missions so that they could get Konoha ninjas out and kill them. That is the situation of the world right now, as Rukia continued to follow behind Hinata as she made her way. Meanwhile, at the hidden rain, as Nagato was currently sitting down in his mechanical walker, things have surely went off course since what happened. The first thing first is these orbs that the boy had given them. They truly had the tail beast inside of them. But something was strange, because after sealing the two tail, just to make sure that it was compatible and this wasn't a false truth, even after scanning it with his running gun, he saw that nothing was wrong. So after going through the sealing progress, it was then everything went to hell. The Gedo statue completely shut down. The boy had done something to these and made the Gedo statue shut down completely, to the point where they could not seal anything for 3 months. The power were in these because the Jinchurikis were dead, and these were the orbs. Nagato had no idea why. Why would he do something like this? After giving them this, he gave them the power, but every time they seal one, they had to wait a period of time before they could seal another. It was like the boy was buying time or something. But they were the real tail beasts. So after non-stop sealing, they were finally able to complete all of them. He didn't know if this was a Gedo statue or the side effect of these orbs. But still, everything was going according to plan, if longer than usual, because he was literally handed 6 of the tail beasts right in his palm, and he only needed 3 more. 3 years has passed as it took that long to seal the rest of them. Right now at the moment, they are going after the other 3, the Kazekage, the rogue Jinchuriki of Kiri that is running around the border, and also the 3 tails. And also, it was not bad because the 3 tail had been killed, the Jinchuriki host Yagura. And they recently heard about the rumors of the monster in the sea that is decimating the era with 3 giant tails. So it has been reformed. So it's a perfect time for them to strike. So time has not been completely wasted, as he already sent them out on their missions to gather the rest of Jinchurikis and the tail beasts. This should be over rather quickly. As he sit down in his mechanical walker, he was still wondering why that boy had just handed over the Bijus like that? And how was he able to? He heard, and he saw for himself by one of the paths the destruction that the boy caused. But it didn't matter because that boy was long gone. He didn't know where Naruto Uzumaki had fled to, but it wasn't on this world anymore. He could feel that day the boy's presence, it just suddenly disappeared, and he never felt it ever again. But it didn't matter at the moment, because soon enough the tail beasts will be gathered, and they will be collected. And with Naruto already taking out Kumo and the stone, it will be easier to bring peace to this world, because there won't be many around to stop him. Many of them have already suffered how war feel. So by the time he's ready to strike, they will understand that they should give up this rage that's inside of them and submit, because they will truly know pain. Yes. Thinking that he would have to kill Naruto Uzumaki was a mistake. This boy had granted more than the rest of the Akatsuki did in one day. Something that he was happy for. Something that will help him achieve his dream no matter what. Meanwhile, at the Silver City, as chaos could be heard, things were being thrown around violently as something smashed into the wall and broke. Standing in the center of the room was a man. His appearance has changed over the last 3 years, not because of him growing. No, it was because of him absorbing the power from his father and all the other demons that was inside of that beast. Yes, this Zack has grown quite powerful, and it has shown changes on his body. His skin had turned a dark red, with black lines going all around his body. Horns had came from his head, as it made him look like the devil himself. When fully empowered, he will change once again, but at the moment, this was his feature. His hair was now blood red, to the point where it looked like it was bleeding coming down. His eyes dark, the single pupil inside completely dark. But the one thing that has been bothering him was this mark. Yes, this mark on his forehead. No matter what he did, he couldn't get rid of it. No matter how hard he tried. No matter how many power he pushed out of his body. He had tried that by costing many people life because he ended up detonating a part of the city. No matter what he did. No matter how hard he tried, the mark that Naruto placed on him so he could not enter the elemental nation just would not go away. It bind him to this world. Not only stopped him from going to the elemental nation, it bind him to this world alone. He couldn't understand. He was beyond powerful right now. He was beyond Naruto. He was beyond anyone in this universe. So why? Why was he strong enough to get rid of his mark? As he had his doubts, but he didn't want to say it out loud. He feared no one. He's weaker than no one. So he cannot accept, he cannot understand why the mark won't disappear from his forehead. As it made him furious every time he saw it. But it didn't matter what he do. The mark just remained. Over and over he saw it. It was like it was mocking him. As he felt like he wanted to rip his own forehead off. He even went through that process of getting something sharp and carving off the skin. But under the skin, it showed the mark was still there. Yes, to his shock, the mark was under the goddamn skin. That made him even more furious as he destroyed several things that day. Just looking at himself in the mirror made him pissed at the sight that the mark was still there. This boy was not stronger than him, so how? How was he able to mark him like this? And why wouldn't this mark just go away by now? Yes, it made Zack quite furious, as he wondered where he is. The next time he get his hands on Naruto, he was going to kill him. Plain and simple. The power he possessed now that was flowing through him, he was unstoppable and he knew it. He didn't know how this mark was still remaining, but the moment he placed his hand on him, he was going to tear him limb from limb and enjoy doing it as well. As he was speaking, we shot towards the elemental nation, up in space, as something was hurtling through the sky, moving at top speed. Before the thing was sent sailing, the thing was large, as the thing crashed on a planet, breaking through the planet atmosphere. Its entire body caught on fire as it was going down. As the thing smashed on the ground with so much force, a huge explosion wiped out any civilization that might be in that section of the planet. But the thing was not dead. It groaned, seemed to be in pain and agony. It got up and roared. The thing was enormous. It was a beast to rival other beasts. The thing had 8 arms, 10 legs, 3 tails behind it. As it started to thrash around, it was bleeding a strange green blood. Something was coming from the sky. The thing snapped its head up and opened its mouth. A large black flame appeared as it fired straight forward. The thing that was descending from the sky, a tail erupted from its back and sliced right through the black flame as the thing landed with a boom. Not at all affected by breaking through this planet atmosphere like that. The thing simply chuckled as it made its way over. You know, Golem, I expected you to be a lot stronger. The creature with the many arms, now named as Golem, roared as the thing shot forward, tearing through the ground. It swung its several arms towards the person. The person simply smiled as she moved back, all the arms passed in her face. A tail then came from her back and struck him in the stomach as he was sent sailing back. She shot forward as her tail smacked him right in the head. As her tail extended and wrapped around his stomach and drew him on the ground and beat him from side to side, left to right, as she tossed him up in the air. She then pulled back her head as she opened her mouth, as a ball of all sorts of energy started to form. As she swallowed it, before she opened her mouth wide as a concentrated beam exploded from her mouth and smashed into Golem. As he cried out in pain, its body dropped to the ground like a boom, as smoke was coming all over from him. As he was only left with 2 hands, his other hands being incinerated, and he was only left with 1 leg as he tried to crawl away. But the girl made her way forward, a smile on her face, before her tail extended forward and stabbed him. Her tail then grew in size, before it grew and picked him up. The tail then expanded even more and ripped his body apart, as blood and gore sprayed everywhere. She licked her lips. Now that was fun, she said, as she looked down the planet, before looking around. Sorry about your home, she said, before her feet left the ground, as she started to float, before she descended up in the sky. Meanwhile, on another nearby planet, crying could be heard. The place was filled with smoke and debris. It looked like the planet has been through World War I, as explosions continued to go off everywhere. A man was standing there, as he had long white hair, as his body was well built and toned. Looked like he has been through intense workout. He had a smile on his face. In front of him, a man was on his knees, pleading. I beg you, the man said, spare my planet. You already take whatever you wanted. We were serving you for the longest time. I gave you whatever you please. The riches, all the women, even my own daughter, the man said. Why are you doing this? Oh, it's time that I move on, the man said as he walked off, with his hair flopping in the wind. I mean, it has been fun. As he raised his hand, a root came from his palm as it injected into the ground. It went straight down as a yellow energy started to come from the root and go into his body. What are you doing? The man on the ground asked. As the man then turned to look at him. Oh, I'm taking this plant energy. A root then shot from the ground and wrapped around the man that was speaking, before his entire body started to be sucked, as his body turned into literal bones, before bursting into dust. All of his power, everything out of him sucked away. The entire planet started to crumble and shake. As the man smiled as he looked up in the sky. Well, another one down, he said, as he bent his knees before shooting off. The moment he did that, the entire place started to rumble, as the entire planet started caving on itself, as it would literally suck dry a minute ago. The planet would soon be gone. As he broke through the atmosphere, as he went up into space. He then saw the red head coming towards him. Ah, there you are, he said. Where were you? As the red head spoke, I was busy. I ended up getting a bit too wasted, and this pervert tried to take advantage of me. What? Said the man. Yes. Wait, I thought you couldn't get drunk. You know I can turn it off, right? She said. Oh, yeah. I suppose if I can, you can as well. So what happened? Well, he claimed to be the strongest warrior from where he's from. So I ended up going there, because he said he's gonna take me as his mate. So I play along, Although he didn't see how much I hate him for trying to take advantage of me. I simply played along and act like I was going to join him. He wanted me to join his bed. There was a lot more girls there. All of them really hideous. It seemed like he wanted an orgy or something. So I just went along with it. Did you sleep with him? The man asked. Of course not. An ugly brute like that. And besides, he was large and just disgusting, she said. She shook her head. So after that, he tried to invite me to his bed. It was then I made my real intentions known. Tell me, you blew up his plan, didn't you? Well, yeah, after killing everyone there first. How much time should they learn? Not to mention that bitch like you. I mean, what did you just call me? She said. Cut him off. I don't mean it like that, he said. I mean, because you're powerful. And you're like the boss bitch, he said. Huh. You save your ass, she said. As she started to walk off. Hey, Akane, he said. What is it, she asked. Where is he? The man asked. As she scratched the back of her head. You know, I have no idea, Yamato, she said. As Yamato stood there, the person in front of him was the Kyubi. As the Kyubi was her title when she was back on Earth. She chose a name for herself, and that was Akane. And she was free from Naruto's body, and beyond, powerful than ever than what she has been before, because of what Naruto did. So you have no idea where he is, said Yamato. No. The last time I saw him was, let me see. Around 3 days ago? Yeah, I remember sleeping with him and I woke up in the bed. And he told me he was going to do something. I was a bit dazed, so I don't remember what he said. You sleep with him but yet you don't sleep with me. What was that, she asked. You heard me, he said. I already told you our relationship is not like that. You're like my friend, she said. Friends only me, huh? What a bitch. He quickly lashed out his hand and blocked the tail that was coming towards his face. Not this time. But the moment he said that tail burst on the ground and smacked him right in the chest as he was thrown back violently into the debris of space. As he was sent whisking away. As she retracted her tails. As she just drifted off. She then closed her eyes. As she stood there for a few seconds. Oh, there you are. I wonder why you're there, she thought. As she made her way. Meanwhile, on the planet, a distance away from where Akane was, there was a battle taking place on this planet. Something earth-shaking. Laughter could be heard as a large man. He seemed to be rather human-featured, as he had the standard body of a human but like 10 times bigger. He had a giant war hammer in his hand that was crackling with black lightning all over it. His body was big and dark. He had pupilless, grey eyes. As he drove the hammer down with so much force, the person raised their hand as the hammer connected. The entire place shook violently. Laughter could be heard. Damn it, why won't you die? The hammer wielder says he dropped it one more time. The person blocked it once again. I already told you, you messed up. As the person licked away the hammer from him as it crashed through several buildings. I heard that you're one of the strongest bounty hunters around here. And you came to assassinate me. Who knew that I would follow you back to your home world? I thought I killed you, the man said. Well, you thought that happened because I want to make you think that happened. But you saw wrong, said the person. Well, it was fun. Killing your family. As the man looked over as he saw, there were 3 people there. 2 girls and 1 boy. As all of them neck were snapped. Their heads bending back to a rather weird angle. Tears came in his eyes as he flashed it away. You will pay for what? He couldn't get to finish that sentence. As he looked down to see a hand through his gut. Ow! You think I was going all out on you? Oh, trust me, I wasn't. I was just having a little fun. After all, I think it's been long enough. I miss my own planet. Well, not my own one because I wasn't born there. I was actually born in Silver City. Come to think of it, yes. Yeah, there I was born. As the man that was speaking was none other than Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki himself. He has grown over the last 3 years. Time has been warped to much of the planet that he has been on. So yeah, he looked quite different. But after a while his body just stopped growing. As he was at 6'2" at the moment. His hair going down in his back. Long black hair, black eyes. There hasn't been much change, well except for his clothing. He was wearing a golden shirt with a dark black pants and a golden and black boots. The clothing looked rather expensive. He had a sash tied around his waist with 2 blades on each side. 2 blades that looked rather deadly, as you could see just by the way they were crafted and hilted. The man looked down the hand through his stomach before he gripped on Naruto's shoulders. If I'm dying, I'm taking you with me so you can no longer wreak any more havoc. You know, I was wondering, said Naruto, when you heard that you were given the mission to assassinate me, what are you thinking? Did you actually believe that you could actually win? You are no god, the man spat. You claim to be a god, I just want to hear if the rumors are true, he said as he coughed up blood. So now that you see me, what do you think? You are no god, the man said. Oh, and why did you say that, Naruto asked. Because a god cannot be killed that easily. Oh, I don't understand, said Naruto. Because right now, you are going to die. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. His body started to glow as he wrapped his arms around Naruto tight. As he started to squeeze Naruto, as Naruto's hand was still in his stomach. For killing my family. For all that you've done. Burn in hell, you destructive monster, he said. Look at the bounty hunter. Calling me a Naruto couldn't get finished a sentence. As a man's body exploded. It was a nuclear blast, wiping out everything in this section. Well, there wasn't much. Seeing that Naruto killed everyone here when he arrived. The thing eradicated everything to the point where everything was just gone, leaving nothing but dust and debris. The man's body was completely torn to sunders after the explosion. We then heard coughing. Damn, there was a lot of smoke to the voice. As Naruto wiped his face, removing the black mark from his face. Yes, some dirt and debris and flesh all got on him. But other than that, he was completely fine. I don't know what these guys are thinking nowadays, he thought to himself. Well, they aren't really that strong, he said. I mean, if you think about it, there are abilities in the elemental nations that rival some of these guys. Just by using Keki Genkai, these guys are just physically strong. Some of their powers are quite weak. I mean, even I could have done that when I was much weaker back then. Oh, what am I kidding? I'm a literal god, he said. He has gotten rather cocky over the past 3 years because he has done certain things to put him at the top of everything. All over at the moment, everyone knew of Naruto. Well, most of them, because most of them he went by, he ended up destroying their planet. After absorbing all the power that he has to offer though. After the 10th planet and making his way to the Otsutsuki planet, Naruto eradicated all of them, because the Otsutsukis would not back down. They were will fighters. Most of them they were strong, given that he hadn't absorbed any power back then. It took him a while to take care of all of them, because the planet was filled with them, and most of them had extraordinary abilities. He learned a lot and he gained a lot. Not to mention, he reached into his cloak as he had a necklace around his neck. Each of these necklaces had a crystal on it, and each of these crystals contained an eye. Yes, an eye from a Otsutsuki. All the powerful ones that he killed, all the ones that actually could keep up with him. As a trophy, he had taken their most powerful eye. Yes, and with these around his neck as well, he could also tap into their ability. Some of them were quite deadly, instant death. But it's been a long time now. He supposes he's due for a visit on Earth. He told Akane 3 days ago that he was going to finish up some business before returning to Earth. Well, the business was having a bit of fun. Because there was these planets where there was these girls. Girls that are just... How could he put it? Well, to put it frankly, Naruto turned his head as he was cut off from his thought, as he saw Akane making her way towards him, with Yamato not too far behind her. As he had given the both of them bodies, he had placed her and Yamato into a body. But he knew that they were still too weak, traveling with him like that. So after visiting planets, they were able to absorb the power from each planet and incorporate it in their system. Yes, to make them 10 times stronger. So they were able to absorb all the power from the planet, making them stronger the more they go on. And Yamato has all the abilities that he had when he was a book. He can just use them without even saying anything. As for the Kyuubi, she has gained a lot more knowledge and a lot more abilities after numerous plans that they went through. The both of them landed as she gave him a smile. While they have been sleeping together on numerous occasions, it wasn't anything serious because he usually sleep with other girls because it was fun on different planets. And not to mention this one planet where Naruto, she said, stopped me from his thoughts. Huh? What is it? I forgot what you said to me 3 days ago. I didn't even know where you were. So what was it, she asked. The reason why none of them didn't seem to be bothered by what they were doing was because Naruto changed him. He found out that his demonic ability had the ability to alter people, well, their emotions, making them quite different. It didn't make them dark per se, but it made them not really care about most things. Like if they would be too soft, it made them quite ruthless to certain things, like killing without battering an eye. Well, not like Akane didn't kill before, but now she didn't really care, and Yamato would hold him back and told him not to do something like that. So we're finally going back to Earth, huh? Said Yamato. I mean, there has to be a lot of girls on Earth I want to sleep with when I was in my book form. Oh, did I ever thank you about that again, for giving me this body? Hundreds of times now, said Naruto, as he sighed. Are you trying to make me jealous or something? Asked Akane. What? What are you talking about? You know I'm not gonna sleep with you, right? I told you, I do not see you that way, she said. Why not, he asked. I don't know, she said as she started to walk off. As he looked towards Naruto. You know we're sleeping together, right? And yes, said you blatantly flirt with her every time you see her, said Naruto. Do you want me to kill you or something? As Yamato simply laughed. Why are you laughing, Naruto asked. Well, because I know you won't do something like that. After all, we're best buds, aren't we? Aren't we? Said Yamato. As Naruto started to laugh. Of course we are, said Naruto. Come on, it's time we visit my old home. As Yamato walked off, but Naruto stopped. As a smile came on his face, instantly, the person that was watching him, their sensation vanished. Meanwhile, back at the godly realm, where the Shinigami was. Yes, I saw the boy. And as you said, he knew that I was there immediately. He is certainly a dangerous foe. He is going around causing havoc and destroying as he please. You're right. I felt it for a moment. You did? The other one to the left said. Yes, and it was nothing. What do you mean the one to the right asked? I mean it was nothing. I couldn't sense the end of the power. Like there was nothing there. I don't understand. How can it run so deep? That's the strange thing. Said Shinigami. I believe it's because of his genetics. He's made up of 3 things. The celestial, the demonic power, and also what his home world, where he come from, is made of their ability. Magic. They call themselves mages. Yes, we know that. That is where the king of the demons went. And Gabriel went there to fight him. This task of killing this boy seemed more hopeless by the day go on. How exactly are we gonna do this again, the one to the right asked. At the moment you 3 cannot beat him, the Shinigami said. The one in the middle scoffed. To believe that he come to this point, where not even us can take him on. Well, not with their power separated, the Shinigami said. And what do you mean by that? I have a way. But we're gonna have to put our trust in humans. What do you mean by that, the 3 of them asked. Meanwhile, back at the elemental nation, as Hinata made her way home, it was a long day of another patrol mission, as he had to make sure that ninjas don't try any suicidal attempt from other nations. Most of them had lost hope because they lost everything, their families, their parents, their child, their loved ones. They lost everything, so they might as well go out in a bang by attacking the leaf with explosives strapped to them to kill as many as they can. At the moment, the gate guard posts had to be refurnished at least several times, and the walls as well, because they got near and started to explode themselves, many of them not having any hope in their eyes. Hinata sit down. The moment she did, she heard knocking. Who is it? It's me. May I come in? Yes. As the person slowly opened the door, it was her younger sister Hanabi. What do you want? I just want to see if you're okay, said Hanabi. Yes, I'm fine. Is that all? No. I am... What is it? Spit it out, said Hinata. Hanabi felt a bit harsh by the tone. Ever since the incident at the Tuna exams, she and her sister has been really close. But after what happened with her friend Naruto, she knew Naruto as well. And she had no idea why he did these things and just vanished like that. As he come by the compound most times, and even talked to her father. Even their father was worried about Hinata. She was starting to shut off her emotions completely. Even though that was good for a clan head, and for the Hyugas, he didn't like his little girl to suffer at all. After almost losing her, he put everything behind her at the moment. Yes, it was her first, and everything second. That was really bad for a clan head, but still, he loved her that much. But she became cold and distant, just shutting everyone out. The only person that she really spoke to was that other girl, Rukia. Rukia had lost her brother, from what Hanabi had learned, but she wasn't as cool as Hinata. She missed her sister. I just wanted to talk. I just came back from a long mission. I don't feel like talking, if that was all. As Hinata stepped forward and slightly pushed Hanabi outside and locked the door. As Hanabi stood there, tears came to her eyes as she ran away. Hinata slumped down beside the door. Since Naruto left, it broke her. It broke something inside of her that just couldn't be fixed. No matter how much cheering up, no matter what everyone did, she lost something and she couldn't regain it. And she was angry. Yes, a part of her was angry. The boy that she had loved for so long just left her like that. He just deserted her. He said that she was too weak and she did not matter. He was going to do other things. How could he do this? She knew that it was a power, but he said that he had all of his emotions. And his sister had told her that as well. So if he had all of his emotions, how could he just forget her like that? That means never loved her in the first place. As that made her think, 3 years of non-stop thinking didn't help him too much when she thought about the situation. As she slumped down even more. She was too tired to keep her mind on this, wherever he is right now. She just didn't know what to think. Meanwhile, at the land of grass, 3 figures came from the sky as they slowly descended out to the ground. Huh? Not a big impact, asked Yamato. No, not this time, said Naruto. I want you guys to do something for me. What is that? Yamato asked. I want you guys to go and find Orochimaru. Orochimaru, Akane said. Yeah, I forgot that I had left him alive when I was leaving. The slipper bastard got away from me twice. And this time, no, I'm back. I'm going to kill him. I also heard that Sasuke was there as well. He deserted the village. It's been 3 years on Earth, right? Yes, said Akane, I believe so. So he might as well still be there. I don't know. I'm gonna go visit Konoha. So why can't I come with you there? She asked. It's gonna be much quicker if you and Yamato go and search for him, said Naruto. Come on, just do this for me, he said. She crossed her arms. But she then sighed, alright, fine. But just don't do anything exciting before we get there, okay? Do you promise? Yeah, I promise, he said. Great, she said. She leaned forward and kissed him. As Yamato perked up his lips, she walked past Yamato. Hey, what about me? He asked. As she sighed. Come on, idiot, she said, as she made her way. As Naruto walked off as they went in a separate direction. As he made his way as well. As he started to walk, it's been a while since he's been on Earth. Oh yeah, he said to himself. He almost forgot about the Zack. Huh. He wondered how he's doing. He will pay him a visit soon enough, but for now, he had some more catching up to do. As he made his way straight towards Konoha. Meanwhile, Rukia was currently lying down, as she was just watching the ceiling. As she was alone in this apartment of hers. She had friends, but at the moment she was also feeling saddened. She felt like she was left alone by her own brother, like he didn't care one bit. After finding out that he still had his emotions and just left her here like that, it hurt her. Yes, it hurt her a lot, as she wondered where he was. It hurt many people that he just vanished like that. Tsunade, Hinata, her, everybody. As she just wished that he would just come back already. She didn't know what he was doing or where he was, but she only hoped that he was safe. Knowing him with his new power, he must be rather arrogant. And through all of this, him hurting them and leaving them alone, she didn't want him to get killed. So yeah, she hoped he was safe, same way. As she got up and she felt thirsty, as she made her way towards the kitchen, as she opened her fridge, there was some cold water inside that she poured in a cup. As she sat down and she started to drink. Her life seemed rather empty right now. If it wasn't for Konoha being a part of a squad, she would have nothing at all. After all, she was rather new to this world when he left. She was getting used to it, but it was still a lot for her to take in, and he just left her here. Yeah, that still hurt a lot. Even though she tried not to make it get to her, she was hurting badly on the inside. As she sat down and just lay her head back, as she wondered what was she going to do for the rest of her life. Was she just going to be here and become an old cat lady with no one in her life? Or was she going to somehow move on, having someone, being with someone, having a family? Perhaps she could do something like that. Meanwhile, at the office, Tsunade was going over some last minute paperwork, as there was a huge bottle of sake on the table. As she took another gulp and placed it down, making sure that she did not write the incorrect thing, as she started to focus on her work. As she stamped the paper and put it aside, that was the last one for tonight. Finally, she said, I can get the hell out of here. As she picked up her bottle of sake, but suddenly, it was gone. What the hell? I mean, I knew that you loved to drink, but on the job? Come on, a voice said. Tsunade felt her heart froze. The voice sounded deeper, but she couldn't forget that voice. As she turned her head, the person was standing at the window, as his back was turned to her. Naruto? But guys, if you enjoyed this episode right here, if you want the next part, if you certain to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember, share this all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm gonna end this episode right here. I'm over now. See you guys soon. Peace.